Hi, I'm Shannon, one of the librarians here at Naperville Public Library, and today we're going to talk about chocolate around the world. So its origins, how it's enjoyed around the world, and some of our favorite flavors. So let's get started. So fermented chocolate beverages were drunk in Mesoamerica by the Olmec in rituals and as medicine as long ago as 1500 BCE. Mayans viewed chocolate as a drink of the gods. It was a sacred food and used for social occasions, but this brew did not resemble our hot chocolate, if that's what you're envisioning. It was a mix of roasted cacao seeds, chiles, cornmeal, and water, and the name of the thick foamy beverage translated to bitter water, from which we derive the word chocolate. And Aztecs believed that cacao seeds were a gift of the god Quetzalcoatl, and the seeds were once used as currency. And then explorers brought chocolate back to Spain in the 1500s. So chocolate became a popular drink among those who could afford it. The Spanish mixed the bitter beverage with sugar or honey to sweeten it. In the 1600s, the French caught on to the chocolate craze when Louis XIII married Anne of Austria, whose father was King Philip III of Spain. She brought chocolate to the French court, and the popularity spread. Cacao plantations were established by European countries in equatorial regions. The Industrial Revolution changed chocolate production from a tedious hand-produced creation when the chocolate press was created in 1828. This squeezed cocoa butter from the roasted cocoa beans, leaving behind the cocoa powder. The powder was treated with alkaline salts to cut the bitter taste, and this is known as Dutch processed cocoa today. The powder could also be combined with liquids and poured into molds. When it cooled, it formed a solid bar of chocolate. About 2/3 of the world's cocoa comes from Western African countries, including the Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, and Cameroon. The inside of a cocoa pod is dried and fermented. The longer it ferments, the more chocolatey the taste becomes. So now we'll look at types of chocolate. Milk chocolate is a solid chocolate made with milk added either as a powdered milk, liquid milk, or condensed milk. It was developed by Daniel Peter, a Swiss confectioner, in 1875 using condensed milk created by his neighbor Henri Nestle. Dark chocolate has a higher percentage of cocoa, with all fat content coming from cocoa butter rather than milk. And baking chocolate contains no added sugar and may also be labeled unsweetened chocolate. Semi-sweet and bittersweet chocolate also are used in baking and indicate the amounts of sugar added. White chocolate contains no cocoa solids, just cocoa butter plus milk and sugar. Now, ruby chocolate is a fairly new creation, first released in 2017 by Barry Callebaut, a Belgian-Swiss cocoa company. It is made from the ruby cocoa bean and has a pinkish red color and a unique flavor with a sour note to offset the sweetness. There's some criticism that this new variety is just marketing hype, though there are differences in processing, namely the inclusion of citric acid in the process. Callebaut patented the invention relating to acidified cocoa nibs in 2009. Time will tell whether ruby chocolate becomes a mainstay in the chocolate world or if it is merely a fad. And now we'll look at chocolate around the world. So chocolate is big business. The global chocolate industry is worth $103 billion, and in 2019, the world was estimated to have consumed 7.7 million metric tons of chocolate. Some of the biggest chocolate companies in the world are Mars Inc. in the United States, Ferrero Group in Luxembourg and Italy, Mondelez in the United States, Meiji in Japan, Hershey in the United States, Nestle in Switzerland, Lindt and Sprüngli in Switzerland, Plattis in the United Kingdom, Ikazi Glico in Japan, and the Orion Corp in South Korea. There are many favorite chocolate treats around the world, and it's not always a brand that originated in that country. For example, China's favorite chocolate is the American-made Dove, which makes up 34% of China's total chocolate consumption. out of 220,700 tons of chocolate eaten per year. In Iceland, Prince Polo, a chocolate-covered wafer bar from Poland, is the only foreign candy that an entire generation knew. At a time when import restrictions were in place, this was the only candy sold and thus is still beloved by many Icelanders. In Japan, Meiji is the best-selling chocolate brand in the country, including different varieties of chocolate bars and treats such as Kinoko no Yama, which are candies shaped like mountain mushrooms. But Kit Kat, which is originally from York, England, is the most popular chocolate treat because the word sounds like a phrase that translates to mean "you will surely win" in Japanese. So Kit Kats became a gift-to-wish success, and Kit Kat went wild in Japan, creating local flavors for travelers to bring home as souvenirs from different regions, seasonal varieties, and only in Japan specialties. Flavors range from yuzu citrus to Okinawan sweet potato to wasabi. Kit Kat is also popular in Thailand, where candy consumption isn't very high. The next best-selling candy product is cough drops. Cadbury Dairy Milk, a milk chocolate bar known for containing a glass and a half of milk in each one, is not surprisingly popular in the United Kingdom as the company was founded there. In 2014, $527 million worth of those bars were sold there. But Cadbury Dairy Milk is also the favorite chocolate in other countries where Britain was once a colonial presence, such as Australia, India, and South Africa. Cadbury has been in India since 1948. Dairy Milk brand alone is nearly 41% of the market share of India's chocolate category. But sometimes that brand you know from home is always your favorite. Ulker is branded as the most popular chocolate in Turkey. Founded in Istanbul in 1944, it accounts for about half of the country's total chocolate and biscuit sales yearly. In Germany, Milka is the favorite brand of chocolate. It was founded in Berlin in 1901 but became most popular in the 1960s. Gross sales are over $730 million a year. The distinctive lavender color wrapper and cow logo have been around since the brand was first trademarked. Chocolate around the world isn't just limited to candy bars. Don't forget chocolate as a drink. In Belgium, you can try hot chocolate that uses multiple types of chocolate as well as a touch of salt. In Mexico, there is champorado, a frothy hot chocolate whipped with a wooden whisk called a molinillo. And in France, you can have le chocolat chaud, a silky chocolate beverage made with bittersweet chocolate, heavy cream, and sometimes a sweetener. Other countries, like India and Hungary, add spices, whereas elsewhere, it's all about the contrast of sweet and salt, such as Colombia, where you dunk cheese in it. If you're just thinking of chocolate in terms of dessert, think again. Cocoa pairs beautifully with a variety of savory dishes. You may be familiar with mole poblano, a dish native to the state of Puebla, Mexico, in which a sauce is formed using cocoa, sugar, chili peppers, and other spices, then served over a protein such as turkey, chicken, or shrimp cakes. It has been called the national dish of Mexico. But you can also use cocoa powder in a spice rub for barbecue, white chocolate in baba ganoush, and if you've ever visited Japan around Valentine's Day, there's an annual trend for chocolate ramen or chocolate tsukemen, which is noodles dipped in sauce. Chocolate and cocoa can also add depth to recipes like chili or barbecue sauce. You may not actually taste the chocolate in there, but those rich notes will give it a more well-rounded flavor. And now onto our favorite flavors in chocolate. Chocolate is one of our favorite treats because it is so versatile and pairs so well with other flavors. From these varied combinations, we get chocolate and peanut butter, including Reese's products, as well as Buckeyes, which are peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate, hazelnut, which gives us Nutella, which is chocolate hazelnut spread, and then Ferrero Rocher. Caramel, we get Snickers, as well as turtles and similar like Pixies and Torties. Chocolate and salt, We get dark chocolate sea salt caramels that have become very popular in recent years, chocolate covered pretzels, and then just even peanut butter has a lot of salt in it, and so that tends to be a salty thing as well. Mint goes well with chocolate. There's lots of chocolate mints out there, including Andes mints from Chicago originally, Fannie Mae mint meltaways, York peppermint patties, the Girl Scout thin mint cookies, and of course Chicago Frango mints from Marshall Fields. Chocolate and cherry blend very well together. There are various brands that make these either cordial filled or just with a cherry inside. Stella's, Queen Anne's, Ferrero Moncherie, and then Black Forest cake combines chocolate and cherry too. And other fruits as well. We get chocolate dipped strawberries, Terry's chocolate orange, if you've ever had the ones that you whack and unwrap, and Raisinets is another variety. And then marshmallows, of course, who can forget s'mores to combine chocolate and marshmallow together. Chocolate and coffee is another popular flavor that gives us the mocha flavor combination. And then one that you might not have thought of to end out here is beer. I make a chocolate cake with Guinness, and again, this is one of those things where you don't taste the beer in it, but it gives it a little more depth of flavor and it's something a little different. Now, sometimes the best taste is the taste of home. Care packages to soldiers have often contained baked goods from family or friends, but a newly invented cookie got a big boost when they were sent overseas to soldiers during World War II. Ruth Graves Wakefield invented the chocolate chip cookie at the Toll House Inn in Whitman, Massachusetts in 1938, and she chopped up bits of semi-sweet chocolate into the batter because chocolate chips didn't exist yet. Wakefield gave Nestle her recipe, later known as Nestle Toll House, and was paid with a lifetime supply of chocolate. When they were put into the care packages of soldiers from Massachusetts, demand for the cookies spread among soldiers and thus increased the popularity around the United States, and we've been eating them ever since. And thank you for watching. Hope you've learned a little something about chocolate. Hope we've made you hungry to come check out some of our chocolate cookbooks here at the library. Hope we'll see you soon, and bye-bye for now.